Hey everybody, Patrick here. Today I'm going to go through and review a game of Azalea against Prism. This is a fairly complex matchup, and I don't think I'm going to be able to say everything that I want to say in this video, but I'll do my best. So, this is a Azalea favored matchup, I believe. It is a little bit complex though, because right now the Prisms are pretty much forced to run the Herald Aggro plan into us. They don't have too many other options, and that's pretty good into us, just because we have a tough time blocking out their Heralds, and at least profitably, and we run very few poppers. I'm only running 2 in this matchup, and that's all I have available. As well, they have access to ALS, and if they get a really timely ALS, then it can be really difficult for us to, well, if they get a timely ALS and then force us off of Arsenal on that turn, like if we make a lunge with like, four or five pumps and then an arrow, and then they ALS us before we actually shoot off the arrow, then that can just flip the whole game upside down. Even if we're at like, plus 10 life, them just making us take a turn off because of that, and then getting to go like, still swing a Herald, or even just like stopping us from getting Arsenal and drawing into like a funky hand, that can be game winning. So there's more nuance to all of this, but that's kind of the idea of it. Other than that, like with the fact that we have Murkmire and such effective on hits, as well as ways to just disrupt them from getting the full value out of their playstyle, really really is what makes it favored for us. So it's complex on both sides essentially. Okay, so let's take a look at the equipment. I'm running Balance of Justice. I think this is really good into this matchup. I like the fact that it blocks 2, because then you can cover up an Erudition. When they come in for 5, you go Balance plus an arrow, and then that's a clean block. As well, you get to draw 2 cards whenever they swing in Soraya. So you just pop your Balance of Justice there, and it just punishes them for swinging out their Angel. Or if an Erudition does connect and you've already blocked with this, then you can just pop it to draw 2. Also, I'm bringing in Bullseye Bracer. This could be long draw, but I'm actually not 100% sold that Prisms are going to be running Warmongers, and I do think that the activation on this can be really good. Like in these aggressive matchups, if I can just go like activate this to shoot a red Bolton shot as like my leading arrow, then sometimes I can make it really awkward for them to like make the call of whether or not they're supposed to block it. So I do like this. I don't think it's wrong to bring it. I think that long draw is also fine if you suspect them to be on Warmongers. So we have Death Dealer. That is the only bow that we're running in this list. It's great in this matchup. Just lets us play, 5-6 card hands. I'm also bringing in Fiendo Spring Tunic, and this is just kind of a standard chest piece. Notably, this having Blade Break 1 is really good at helping you cover up their angels, or sorry, their heralds. So do consider blocking with this in turns 1 and 2 if you can stop them, if you can delay them from getting their first herald to hit. It's not always correct, but just keep that in mind that that's a possibility. Ideally, we're going to get 1 activation off this. We're probably not going to get 2, but we'll get 1 activation and then we'll be able to cover up a herald. So that's the idea there. All right, we also have Snapdragon Scalers. These are just the best boots for this case. We don't need Spell Fray, so yeah, just bring in Snapdragons. They're great for going aggressive. Okay, down to the list. So I'm bringing in 2 Battering Bolt. I only have 2 on the side, but this is great. It's a popper, and it also has a really nice on hit. So if this ever connects, you're happy. If you ever manage to pop something, then it can just be completely game swinging. If they hold onto a 5-card hand, you pop the War Tune Herald, and then suddenly they're just like, dead in the water. Okay, fine, I'll take that kind of free win. Bringing in Fatigue Shot, this is notably really good in this matchup because it turns their 7 powers into 4 powers. So that means we can, block with our Tunic plus a card, and then we cover up a Herald. But it turns their 6 powers into 3 powers. So we just can cover these 6-power Heralds with just a single arrow. And that's really, really effective because we can just, if we manage to land this like turn 1, 2, and then, block one of their Heralds for like effectively, free because we have an extra arrow in hand, then this is just like another potentially game-winning on hit. Also, we have Infecting Shot. This is a 1 for 7, but critically, it splits the damage into 2 instants. So if they, you hit them, they get their Bloodrot, and then on their turn, they need to make this choice of, do they actually flip a Figment into an Angel? Do they pay into Bloodrot to stop the Angel from dying? Do they let the Angel die because they just can't? It's a better value. So no matter what, if this connects and you create Bloodrot, then it's an absolutely positive EV for you. And then also, I'm bringing in Murkmire. This card is amazing in the matchup. It is something that lets you, If we didn't have this, the matchup would probably be unfavored, but this lets you just swing back. If you're ever behind on board, they get like 2 angels out, and then you dominate a Murkmire, or even send a Murkmire in for 13, like something above their actual blocking, it can be really, really good. It is just game winning. It turns the game completely around when you shoot this guy. And then finally, I'm bringing 1 red in the ledger. This is just my final arrow I bring in, and it's just so that I can search for it if I find a spot where I really want to shoot this. Like say, I go first, which I want to do, and then I just find a red in the ledger, I shoot it in and dominate it, and then they, their first turn really sucks, and then I probably just win that game. Okay, I'm also have 1 blue spire sniping. I don't think it's on the side right now, it's just in the main, but need to take note of it. But yeah, let's hop into it. Okay, here we are in game. This is a rematch, so we already played a game and I won, and the guy wanted more practice, so we just rematched. But you can see there, they choose to go first, they drop Genesis, and I just elect to kill it using this fatigue shot, and then Arsenal, probably the bolt shot here. So we're basically just negating the first turn cycle and starting with 5-card hands, which benefits them ultimately. So there they go, coming with their War Tune, pitching a yellow, so it does go again. There's no way I can block this profitably. They're just going to come with another angel probably. So, yep, take 7. They get their Figment. Note that they are running Vestige, so that indicates that they're going to be on the ALS plan. Ooh, okay. All right, they drop Library. Notably, they pitch a second yellow, which is the Erudition. So I know where one of the Eruditions is. Obviously, it's going to get cycled, but they do drop to 5, and that's kind of a big deal. So I start off with the release of the Tangent into Bolt and Shot, and the idea here is if they have a Soul Shield and Arsenal, then I'm just allowing this on hit to happen, right? That's the thought of pumping with that instead of splitting my Seek and my Lace onto different hits. But there they let it hit. That's fine. I guess that makes sense. Me holding a 3-card hand is like, pretty ambiguous, so not blocking it is correct, I believe. And then coming in with 10 on the Murkmire on hits, Seek and Destroy, and Lace with Inertia. They let it hit. I think that also makes sense. The on hits don't really matter. They're probably just going to play with their full hand here. Okay, yeah. All right, they just go Pierce into ALS. So they effectively just skip their Arsenal to drop the Pierce in the ALS. I'm fine with that. All right, they still have a 5-card hand, which sucks. But I'm okay to just shoot my Bolt and Shot in here. Yeah, get rid of the Codex of Frailty. That makes sense. I could have thought to keep it because of the Murkmire, but because I have one in grave right now. Here, that's fine. Coming with the Herald for 10. They've had a really strong start. They had that Genesis. They have a Library. They have a Pierce out. So this is a very strong start from them. And I cannot take conservative plays, or else I'm going to get ground out of this game. Not block this, right? I can't block this. There's no way. I'm just going full aggro. I can either blind flip on my turn and then shoot the Endless, or I can blind flip, hope to hit a pump, and then go Bullseye, load in the Murkmire, or even Tunic, Death Dealer, load in the Murkmire, depending on what I hit off the top. Yeah, so they just come with 2 red War Tunes. All right. Is that what it was? Yeah. What was the first one? Oh, well. Yeah, it was 2. Okay, yeah, it was 2 red War Tunes. They flipped their Bologna. Gotcha. Bolt and Shot. So I could flip into this and dominate it and shoot it for 6, but I think they could actually cover it up because I would be pumping at 9, so 15 dominate. They wouldn't be able to cover it up, so maybe it is correct. Yeah, blind flip's fine. Yeah. Going with the Endless, shooting the Endless might have been. So I guess the reason I didn't shoot the Endless is because they do just have Angels out, and they could just flip and then let it hit, or they can just let the arrow be like deflected essentially by the Bologna, which is pretty strong. So I do like fishing a little bit deeper to try and shoot this Murkmire for a big number. But getting another Endless is fine. I could have also just gotten another Murkmire. That might have made a lot of sense. Because I'm coming for 13 here. They can put... If they put 5 cards in front of this and then I shoot the Endless, then they just let their Bologna die. And then they have an Arsenal, no Library, and have a Spectral. It's not bad. but I'm really hoping to catch them out on like having one or two no blocks in their hand right here. We'll see though. I'm pretty sure my play here is gonna. I mean, it depends on what they do, but I would like to go snaps into bullseye here. But we'll see how they block. Okay, they're not blocking. Do they have a defense reaction? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to punish that very hard by just going snaps, bullseye, and then shoot in for 5. There's no way they're blocking this now. Like, maybe they'll put 2 cards in front of this, but I kind of doubt that. If they have like 2 War Tunes, which is unlikely at this point, I haven't been keeping track. I probably should be, but that's like the only way. And even then, I don't think that makes sense. Okay, they're gonna go down to 1. That is a ballsy move. They have a Bloodrot on the board. They might just be able to kill me here though, right? If they go like 9 off a Herald and then flip the protection and then come in for 4 and then come in for another 7, like that's representing lethal here. So let's see what happens. Yep, so they're swinging the Avalon first. That's fine. Pitching a yellow, so it has go again. What are they putting back on top? Arclight. Fine. I think that's wrong. I do think that they're not going to get a chance to play that. And if they do, then they're probably already in a losing spot. They should have put a Herald on top. I think if they have one, maybe they don't actually. Yeah, just because I've let them all hit. So they're pitching Halo. Okay, so then they draw into the ALS. Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense here. Prism 2. What are they going to do? Get Herald of or Figment of Erudition, getting themselves a Ponder. And then if they have a blue, they can just play with the ALS. If they don't have a blue, then they can't play with the ALS. If they go something like Herald, that's still really strong and it's threatening lethal. So, oh right, I knew they had a Herald of Erudition in Arsenal because of the Codex a couple turns ago. Yeah, that's fine by me though. This is showing the power balance of justice. And exactly what I wanted to happen with my Tunic. I got 1 activation off of it, and then I blocked with it. So perfect. Could not have planned that better. Okay. All right, they were really banking on that hitting. That is wild. I guess they're just gonna pay into this Bloodrot. Hopefully they have a second yellow. If they have another yellow, then they can just fully pitch for it, right? Because the Vestige is online. Is that how that works? Yeah, weird. They could have just pitched the yellow. They overpitched that. I don't know why they went on hold on to the War Tune. Okay, they just Arsenal and then send back to me. Okay, they got the Ponder draw. I think they should have held on to that red War Tune. That was definitely a mistake from them. On my side, though, yep, definitely play with the release. It's nice that it just plays around Soul Shield. Really good card. Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna shoot this guy in. I fortunately drew a pump. I'm okay to not have the second release, tacked on here. And worst case is I draw into an arrow there, and that's fine by me, honestly. If I draw into an arrow, well, it's not fine. It's not fine, but it's like it's a risk I'm willing to take. I'll say that. Here we go. Yep, shoot the bolt shot. They're gonna let the angel die here. Makes sense. I'm going to go not Codex first, play the lace out first. There we go. Otherwise, I discard it. Yep, play the lace, then go Codex, and probably get a Murkmire, just because that stops them from getting their value off flipping an angel. So yeah, then I'll come in for 7 off that. And what are they doing over there? Having a long think. Yep, play the Codex. Good. I should grab a Murkmire here. They're still having a long think, apparently. I believe they have an ALS in hand, or in Arsenal, don't they? Right? Don't I know about that? Yeah. That's fine by me. If they want to, yeah. This is actually perfect. The fact that they the ALS here because I just get a Ponder still. So I still get an Arsenal. I just get a Murkmire, kill their ALS. Yep, that's fine by me. Whatever I draw, I'm going to Arsenal. It's going to be sweet. I don't care. Yep. Read is a great card. They just Arsenal, send back to me. So I believe I just start off with the read no matter what. I don't think there's anything better to do here besides that. The hand is a little bit weird, though. I will say that. Because I don't know if I want to shoot off the Red in the Ledger or if I want to shoot off the Endless Arrow. I kind of want to use my Codex of Bloodrot. So, okay. So here I think I should go... Okay, this is actually really good. So I should go take aim, load in the Red in the Ledger, flip, and then go... Oh no, do it the other way, right? So it's Codex of Bloodrot, and then load in the take aim. Oh no, load in the Red in the Ledger, then flip it. Oh, I fucked up. Or sorry, I messed up. I did this wrong. Yeah, I did this wrong. Oh my gosh. I guess it's effectively the same. It's effectively the same. Okay. It's not that bad. Okay. I didn't mess up. Yeah. It's the same outcome. It's just one, I don't show them that I have Red in the Ledger. If I did it the other way, then I wouldn't have pitched it. I would have just Azalea flipped into it. Okay, GG's. Here we're on the post game. I'm really happy with how I played that game. I did not notice anything that was incredibly poor decision making. I actually noticed things that were like really heads up gameplay. I think that my blocking with where I blocked that Balance of Justice plus the Tunic I was super quick to make that block. It was a really obvious block, like looking at it as an observer with like my knowledge of the matchup. So it was really good to see that I was like very snappy, like, yep, I'm supposed to block with the yellow plus my 2 equipment. Spot on. I do think that was actually game winning. If I did not block there, I think I just straight up lose the game. That was the turn where they had the Erudition for 6. So good on me for properly identifying that spot. I also think that I played around their ALS really well. There was no point where they like got me, and I think that's another game-winning decision by me. So really tight gameplay by me. There's just like the one point at the end where I made a weird sequencing thing that gave them the information that I had Red in the Ledger in the deck. So that's not a mistake. It's like a minor sequencing thing, and it was on a turn that did not matter because I had already won. From my opponent's side, I think the fact that we played at such a quick pace actually was disadvantageous to them. I think they should have played a little bit slower. Maybe they felt a little bit pressured because, I don't know, just the fact that we were doing like a replay. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think that they did mispitch at one point where they had their Vestige of Soul online and they pitched a red and a yellow when they probably should have held on to that red War Tune. I think that was a misplay from them, and it might have actually affected the outcome of the game. So a little bit rushed right there. But overall, they played well. I can't say anything poorly about them. Otherwise, they had a great start. I think that their deck really lined up. The fact they went first, got that turn 0 Genesis, which was, again, heads up for me for actually destroying it with that fatigue shot instead of going face. So really good decision making from me there. Maybe it's debatable, but I really like that I killed it there. I think I cannot let that sit around for 5 turns. When they have a Vestige of Soul, I think that is absolutely game losing. So good prioritization. That's just my reps from what I've learned from my reps poking through and like showing. Other than that, the fact that they got a library down turn 2 is wild, and then it stuck around the whole game. They got it to be active, for 4 turns? It was like 4 or 5 turns they managed to get that to be active. No, 3 or 4 turns they had that active. So that's wild. They managed to find an ALS, play it twice, right off of the Avalon, and they also had that Pierce Reality up for like 3 turns, right? Because it was turn 3 they did that. Right? They dropped it and then also ALS'd on that turn. So I think it lined up really, really great for them. But the game we were playing through the game at a quick pace, like physically, like temporally, but also we were just playing it really quick in terms of like no one was blocking. I did not have a profitable block until very late into that game. So I was just taking damage, and there's no way that I'm going to block with, like 2 pumps plus an arrow to cover a 7 Herald and then have the next Herald hit. That's just like bad gameplay. That's how I lose the game. So really heads up for me. I think that, I'm really happy watching that back, and that's a really fun matchup for me. Actually, I do enjoy playing against Prism. It's very taxing on my matchup knowledge, which is exactly what I want. So extremely good flexing of the previous reps I've had to show in this game, I think. Thanks for watching. If you had any questions about my choices in game, or you noticed something I could have done better, don't be shy to leave a comment. Also, check out the description for the deck list as well as a link to FaBrary. Thanks again, and until next video.